Now's your time. Better live it today. Take a stand. Meet your dreams halfway. Leave behind here and now. And welcome to your beautiful now. Hey everybody, Derek Floyd here, Beautiful Now Podcast. Welcome to another edition of Beautiful Now Live. Now, this is the segment where I interview special guests about things that are topical, relevant to you, your family, or your community, or to your daily life. And if you enjoy that type of content, do me a favor, pause right now, like put the brakes on, and hit a big like or subscribe to the channel. This lets me get the most updated content to you as soon as it's available. And most importantly, from my side, if you really enjoy the content, do me a favor and share. Because we want to make sure everybody leaves the content uplifted, encouraged, and inspired. Now, today's content is kind of unique, so if you're a content creator like myself or you really enjoy watching things on YouTube, you'll want to talk to this gentleman right here because he's a behind-the-scenes guy for one of those companies called TubeBuddy. And the TubeBuddy company helps people put together the metrics of how to build a YouTube channel or the algorithm itself to be able to be successful, to learn how to make their channel work. So I myself have been following TubeBuddy for a long time, and to be able to get to meet this gentleman was a dream. He just like Willy Wonka, so to speak, to help me get my YouTube channel off the ground and yours too. So will you please help me welcome my new friend, Mr. Rob Ballas. I can never say his name. I even lost it right there. I'm going to say Rob B so he can say his own friggin' name. Rob B, talk to me, dude.
Hey, Derek. Thanks for having me on the show. Rob Balasabas. There we go.
See, you know what? It's going to take me weeks to learn how to say that. I don't know why, but it is. Rob B. You're like Rob Bass. Rob Bass, and I came to get down. Rob B. What?
I know that. Well, I'm in that generation.
See?
I appreciate it. Yes.
So welcome, Rob B, bringing TubeBuddy in the building. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks, Derek, man. This is awesome. Yeah, glad to be here with you about all this, analytics and YouTube and all that stuff. So we're gonna have a blast here.
Help the subscribers out because we're all trying to get this metric thing together, and TubeBuddy puts it together so well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make YouTube as straightforward as possible. Take away some of the guessing work when it comes to YouTube and everything, and definitely the analytics. YouTube does an amazing job, Derek, and you know this because you're in the studio all the time, like YouTube Studio, but YouTube gives you so much data, and sometimes that can be a really good thing if you're very analytical and data driven, and we should all be, but sometimes it's just too many numbers and too many graphs and stuff. And so we do try, one of the things that we do try to do here at TubeBuddy is try to make that more understandable so that you can make decisions about your channel, your content, and the things that you're doing with your content there. So excited to dive in.
So that's kind of my first question. What is the central mission of TubeBuddy? How did that get started?
Yeah, so the central mission of TubeBuddy is, yes, what I just said there is really to help creators understand data and make decisions and take a lot of the guessing work when it comes to creating their content. So what I'm talking about when it comes to content is, yes, your videos, your topics, but also your thumbnails, right? Understanding and aggregating all of your comments into one place so that you can actually see comments, reply to comments really easily. And so that's another thing that we try to do is try to make your life as a YouTube creator more efficient, right? A lot of the creators that we work with that use TubeBuddy are solo creators, meaning that they don't have a massive team, right? They're not, NBC.
We sure don't.
Exactly.
It's just me, dude.
So exactly, like myself too, for my personal channel. So, we want to make sure that you are as productive as possible with your, with the time that you're spending on YouTube so that you can, spend. A lot of the creators that come to YouTube, Derek, they want to just be creators. They're creative people. They want to share their message. And they didn't come into this game to look at numbers and look at analytics and all that stuff and spend time doing all these things. So we try to make that as easy as possible. So really, the heart of TubeBuddy is to help creators, no matter where they are in their journey, small, medium, large, massive creators, and really just help them grow their YouTube channel in all the different aspects of that whole workflow. So, we've got, I think, over 8 million YouTube channels now that have installed TubeBuddy. So, we're just so proud of that. And
That's
our small
awesome,
little,
man.
small little tiny team, we try to do our best to help everybody else out there.
That is awesome, man. That's awesome. So knowing that, then
Yeah.
how important is learning the metrics about your content as a YouTube creator? How important is it to do that?
Oh, it's super important. I think I think like when we have these conversations with new YouTubers, right? They have a lot of people come into YouTube for many different reasons. They want to make money. They want to share their message. They have a passion. They want to build a community. They want to be famous, right? A lot of people just they want to be famous. They want to be seen,
Everybody
right?
wants to be a YouTube star. Go
Right,
viral.
exactly. They want to be an authority figure, right? They want to be an expert in their, whatever the space, the niche that they're in. And so we always tell them like that's all really good things. Those are the drivers, those are the motivation for you to get into the game. But one of the things you want to do, and really talking to a lot of really, some of the most successful YouTube creators right now, they're all students of YouTube. So they're always
Mm,
learning YouTube. Like you guys see all of these big creators, Mr. Beast and all these guys, you don't see all the time that they spend understanding analytics. Like why are people
mm,
watching? Why are people not watching? Why are they leaving my videos? Why are they clicking out? What frame? What did I say? Is my introduction too long? Is my videos too
yeah.
long? Is it too short? They're testing. They're always
Hmm.
testing. They're always a student. So YouTube Shorts just came out, a little while ago, and everybody was trying to figure out YouTube Shorts and all these things, right? Monetization features, like they're all testing all of these things, right? They're testing their introduction is the format of their videos. When should they put subscribe now? Right? Should they say that? Should they say that in the beginning or the end? Like they're
Hmm.
testing all of these things. And so analytics is one of the most important things, because if you don't understand what YouTube is looking for and how YouTube works and what they're tracking, what's important to YouTube, then you can't really succeed because you don't know the
Mm,
rules of the game, right? You need to know the rules of the game for you to be really successful on YouTube. And so, because YouTube, at the end of the day, they need creators to create content that people will watch so that they can make money
yeah,
by serving people ads, right? And so
sure,
that's really how it
sure.
all works. So, coming back to why analytics are important is definitely important. So even if you're just starting out, you're in the middle of the game, you've got some success now, like
Yeah,
continue to just understand your analytics and really learn it for sure.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, man, are there specific metrics and analytics that everybody, or most, especially beginners, should pay attention to early on, and TubeBuddy shows you those analytics? No.
Yeah, yeah. So I think for when it comes to analytics, like YouTube has this, one of their inside of the studio, inside of the analytics, they give you like a very simple funnel, right? And it really comes down to a couple things. So first, impressions, right? Impressions means like how many times are people seeing your thumbnail, right? When they're scrolling on their phone or scrolling on youtube.com on their laptop, on their
Mm,
browser. And
mm,
so that's basically what's called an impression. So if somebody sees your thumbnail or your thumbnail shows up on screen for a second, that means that's an impression, right? So that's something that we're watching, because how are you getting impressions, right? How are people seeing your thumbnails? How are people finding you? That's through all the SEO stuff that we're going to talk
mm,
about, right?
mm. Yeah.
Your title, your description, your tags, all that stuff. That's really important. The next thing that we watch, that YouTube watches, is click through rate. So once somebody sees your thumbnail, it shows up on screen, how many people are then clicking that thumbnail to watch your videos? So now
Mm.
that has nothing to do with your video, that has nothing to do with anything other than the graphic design of your thumbnail. And so that's the
The
second most
thumbnail
important thing.
game is so tough.
It's so tough, right? It's so tough, but
Make
it's
or
so
break you on
important.
your thumbnail, homie.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And we talk to a lot of creators, and they're saying, we spend almost as much time on our thumbnail design as the entire process itself. Like
It's
like
crazy.
editing the video, producing the video, filming the
Yeah.
video. They spend just as much time on just that thumbnail. And so one of the tools that we came up with here at TubeBuddy is our actually two is A/B testing your thumbnails,
Mm,
because the problem that YouTubers have is that you have one shot of your thumbnail on YouTube. You have one place to upload a thumbnail. And so it's kind of a make it or break it, right? Like you said, Derek. And so we created a tool that basically allows you to upload a second thumbnail. So then every 24 hours, it rotates between the thumbnails. It alternates between thumbnail 1 and thumbnail 2, and then back to
Wow.
1 again. And so you're able to test, right? And you can
That's
what's
so
called
cool.
split. Yes, you're able to call what's called split test or A/B test your thumbnails. And so what that allows you to do is then test like, okay, well maybe people like my thumbnail with a face or me without a face, right? And then you can kind of see the difference, or like, hey, this one has red font versus this one has green font. Like, which ones do people like more? Bigger
Sure.
face, smaller face. So you can start testing these things, and then you can then make actual data-driven decisions about your thumbnail design. And sometimes it's a bit of a shock because some people will be
Yeah.
like, oh, they actually like the thumbnail with not with my face, without my
Right.
face.
Right. They don't
you
like my
know
face.
they don't like my face. And it's a lot of these things are really interesting because you can then understand, like, let's just say, Derek, let's just say you have a tutorial channel, right? You're teaching people how to do live streams, right? How
Sure.
to use IK media gear. And so you're doing a comparison on different microphones.
Sure.
And so, if you're reaching people that don't know you, they're doing searches on like the best, lav mics, right, in 2021, and it has your face, they don't really know you. They're not subscribed. They're searching something. And so,
Sure.
what then they did. But if you had a thumbnail with the actual lav, or like 3 lav mics that are like side by side, and then, the best lav mic in 2021 is your title, and
Sure.
then people are more likely to click on that because that's what they're looking for. They're like, okay, well, what's the best microphone?
Yeah.
Rather than
Yeah.
like, what is Rob's opinion on the best microphone? They don't know me for anything, right? And so these are things that you then learn with that. The other tool that we created for thumbnails, Derek, is what's called the Click Magnet tool, which basically takes a lot of AI into account now. We're starting to dabble into AI, and it really reads the thumbnail itself, and so it tells us like, okay, people actually don't like your face, or they like when your head is bigger, right? Or they like your expression when you're happy or surprised or sad or calm, depending on the thumbnail. And so it actually tells you which ones work the best. And so Click Magnet is an awesome tool. It's one of the tools that a lot of our larger channels really use, because the larger channels, if you can imagine, they have so many views, and they're getting so many impressions. And so if they increase their click-through rate, meaning the rate at which like their thumbnails are clicked on, people are clicking the thumbnail, if they can increase that by a couple percent, then that's a big game changer for them. And even for
Sure.
smaller channels, a big game changer as well. So yeah, the Click Magnet tool and the A/B testing tool, those are awesome tools for the thumbnail game.
Well, you're naming off quite a few killer tools. Is it possible you can jump on a screen and show us some of this as we're kind
Sure,
of walking through a little bit of it, just so we can
sure,
see, where we'd go? Because I know a lot of us are like, well,
sure.
it sounds cool, but where the heck is it on TubeBuddy? Where am I going to find it?
Yeah,
It's going to
yeah,
take us an
exactly.
hour to find it. If you could just show us where it's at, that'd be really cool. So
Sounds
I'll
good.
put you on the screen that way,
Let me share my
and
screen here. There we
there you
go.
go. Now see,
Awesome.
look at that, look at that. There you go.
There you go. So this is the
There's your
TubeBuddy
face right
channel.
there. See, they want to see your face, buddy. That's what it is. They didn't want to see my face. They want to see your face.
No, they don't see
Okay.
my face.
It's okay. It's
Um,
okay.
so,
All right.
all right, so here we go. So basically, so when you install TubeBuddy, there's a couple different ways you can access TubeBuddy. One is through the mobile, so the actual browser. So right now we're on my Chrome browser, so you'll see TubeBuddy right here. If you can see it right here, there's a little plugin that you can see. You can also access it inside of the YouTube Studio. So right now there's YouTube Studio, and you can actually see here the TubeBuddy icon right there. So anywhere
Yep.
where there's a TubeBuddy icon, once you have installed TubeBuddy, and again, there's a free version, and I'm sure Derek has a link that he can share with you.
I
Then
will.
you can click on it, and you can see a bunch of tools here that pop up that you can use inside of that channel. So or inside of that page. So it's a little, quite insightful there. The third way is also our mobile app. So we do have a mobile app that you can download on Android or iOS, and you can access some of the tools there as well when you're on the go. So So here we go. So the first thing here, when we're at the TubeBuddy, we click on TubeBuddy. You can see a bunch of things here. You can see a bunch of shortcuts, right? Your
Right.
dashboard, your videos, your live streams as well. Playlist, comments is something that I get into a lot. Analytics are there. So those are shortcuts. You know, YouTube has so many different pages and sub pages, and so we just try to make that really easy for people to save time that way. Below that, you can then see the extension tools. So we've got our popular tools here: Keyword Explorer, SEO Studio, Topic Planner, all of these other tools. Click Magnet, like I mentioned earlier. And then website tools, we've got more tools here that are on the website itself. Now, yeah, go ahead there.
So, so as you're going into that, I've heard retention is one of those super important metrics to your channel. You talked a little bit about it. Where would I find that on TubeBuddy, and how do I manage that?
Yeah, yes, exactly. So there's a retention analyzer. So if you go into the website tools, retention analyzer right here.
Like, what is it first? What?
Yeah. I'll show you. It'll be a little easier when we get there. But basically, retention here, you can see right here, retention analyzer. So there's a lot of numbers here, guys. But what you want to see here, the reason why we track retention. I mean, retention means like how much you're keeping people watching, right? So
Okay.
if you have a video, that's 10 minutes long, are people watching a minute? 10 minutes, 8 minutes of it, right? The more of your video people are watching, the better it is for you. And
Okay.
YouTube really rewards you for that. They
Okay.
give you like, some more extra kick on that because that's what they want, right? They want people to be watching your videos for as long as possible. And
Gotcha.
so
Gotcha.
here we track right here, you can see by time, right? So
Hmm.
these are all of my videos. We track all of my videos here and which ones people are watching at the 1 minute mark. So,
Gotcha.
at the 1 minute mark, these videos, right? They're watching about
Hmm.
78% of it. 78% of the people that watch this video here got to the 1 minute mark, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
so I want to see why is that? Why is that? Why are people watching that for a minute? Now I want to see how many people are getting to about halfway, right? And so
Hmm.
I can also then change that up. So for this video here, these are the top videos here that are getting people to about the halfway mark, 50%
Okay.
of the video. And then you want to see how many people are getting all the way to the end, right? And so again, here, 70%, it's going to be less. But I mean, ideally, you want to get people to the end. There's no channel that I've come across where every
Yeah,
video people have
man.
gone into the very end.
Very rarely do
So
you get to the end, man.
very rare. Even some of the top channels, by the time it's like winding down, it's like, okay, next video. All right, let me
Right. Or
go check
even
it
if
out.
it's like a 2 minute video, they'll watch like a minute and a half and bail. Like, what?
Exactly.
What?
Why? Right?
I don't
Why?
understand. Watch the whole darn thing. You got to put like a
Why?
tickler at the end. Like, maybe I'm gonna give you a free
Yeah.
prize or something if you watch to the end. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, exactly. You got to like a little incentive to stick around to the
Yeah,
very end,
yeah.
kind of
I'm gonna have to start
cliffhanger.
doing
So
that.
yeah. So you want to see that, and so again, end screens and stuff like that. So end screens usually at about 20 seconds before the end. That's when the end screens start. And some
Hmm.
people will want to track that because the end screen may have a call to action, like, hey, go and
Okay.
head over to our website and use our coupon code for 20% off, or your next lav mic, right? Something like that.
Sure.
And so you want to track that. So you want to see this. So we here at TubeBuddy will is just trying to make it as easy as possible for you to then understand, okay, why did somebody watch this video all the way up to 78%, all the way to the end screen?
Right.
But somebody that watched this one, me at VidCon, only 18% of the people got to the end.
They
Why
didn't like you there,
is
brother.
that? Yeah, they didn't like me there too much. But why is that? But even though, like, even before that, like, if you guys are new as,
Mhm.
on YouTube, you want to take a look at like the 10-second and the 30-second and the 1 minute, right? I know that, a good friend of ours, Evan Carmichael, who's a massive YouTuber, multiple channels, multiple play buttons and everything. He is trying to get all of his videos to at least the 1 minute mark. Like everyone
Wow.
watching, 100% of the people that watch his videos, he wants them to at least get to the 1 minute mark. He figures
Gotcha.
that once people get to the 1 minute mark, they're kind of bought in. They'll probably stay
Hmm.
on for a little while, but that's really his goal there, is the 1 minute mark. And so you want to take a look at your videos and say, like, why are people like watching this one This one's a little shorter. It's 1 minute, but they're watching. They're watching. Now, when you see, they're watching over 100% of it. Now, when you see over 100% of the retention, that means people are rewinding. That's
Oh,
what it
wow.
means. Okay.
Okay.
So just in
Okay.
case people are like, how can somebody watch
Yeah.
108% of the video? That's because people are rewinding. They're like, oh, what was that? What was that? Which is another
Wow.
trick,
That's a good thing. Yeah.
which is kind of a little trick that I've learned actually from a good friend of ours, Steve Dotto, who actually does, when he does tutorials, he'll kind of fast forward and talk a little fast on some points so that people will rewind. Just a little hack there.
Ah, a little inside tip, subscribers. Inside tip. There you go.
Yeah, there you
Inside
go. There
tip.
you go.
Oh man,
Anyway, so that's what we want to see here. Why are people
that's cool.
watching? And you want to pay attention to that for sure.
Well, let's see that cool face of yours. Bring it back. I don't want to see them on the screen the whole time.
Yeah.
And let's see the man, the myth, the legend. There he,
There you go.
there he
There you
is. There you go. So, with so many metrics that TubeBuddy does show, there's so many things that I think sometimes are contradicting. Some people will say, well, thumbnails make the difference. Some people will say keywords and tag make the difference. And, with so many different things coming from different angles, do you feel like, number one, is keywords and tagging part, is that still relevant? Because some people say it isn't. Some people say it is. What do you think on that one?
Yeah, I think it's relevant. I don't think it's the end all be all for sure, right? There's a lot of channels that they stick to some tagging and some titling sequence, but they're also very big on thumbnails, right? They're very big on the description. So to say that this is such a debate
It
among
is.
YouTube creators, right?
It
It
is.
is. And so, when YouTube was something that we have learned here at TubeBuddy, when YouTube has a feature or something in their platform, then it's usually something that they care about. They'll
Sure.
take things out, they'll put things in, and they'll highlight certain things. And so, if you kind of put yourselves in their shoes, they're
Sure.
doing that because that's something that matters to them. And so, for the time being, titles and description and tags are there.
Yeah.
The weight of it may have changed and shifted a bit over the years, but the fact that it's there, it's something that they are using for themselves,
Yeah.
for the algorithms. And so as a creator, like I said, you want to be a student of this. You want to still use it. You still want to make sure it's optimized, because you're not losing anything by optimizing. Now, by
And TubeBuddy
optimizing
does
your
help with keywords, right?
100%. That's one of our most popular tools there, is the Keyword Explorer and our SEO Studio. And so by doing the SEO, yes, people can then find you. YouTube, the thing with YouTube is that you're sending them signals with your videos. Every time you upload,
Okay.
you're doing your thumbnail, your keywords, your tags, your description, your title. But also the things that you're saying in the video, a lot of people don't realize this, but when you upload a video to YouTube, they're automatically closed captioning. They're what's called transcribing your videos, right? They're turning your verbal, words that you're saying, that audio. That's how you're able to get the closed captioning automatically, right? And so they're taking that data as well. And if you listen to guys like Daryl Eves, they'll tell you that YouTube is taking this data and they're using it as part of the way that they are showing your videos, factors that they're taking in. When you're saying you've got a video on TubeBuddy and your title has TubeBuddy tutorial, and in the description, this is a TubeBuddy tutorial all about the Keyword Explorer, and then your tags has TubeBuddy tutorial 2021, and then in the video itself, I'm saying, hey guys, welcome to this TubeBuddy tutorial in Buddy tutorial. And so now I'm saying all of these words. TubeBuddy, YouTube
Gotcha.
is then transcribing it. And so all of these things are really mattering to them. So again, long answer to your question, Derek. But
You
yes,
just got so much to share, bro, but it's okay.
no, I want to make sure that people understand that it is not just one thing on YouTube that will work. You say, oh, you just do thumbnail. If you just do, tags, you're gonna crush it on
Yeah.
YouTube. It's not true. Although
Yeah.
that is one of the tools that we have that will help you with tags. We don't want to misinform you and say that if you do this, then you're guaranteed success on YouTube.
Right.
It's one of many factors. The thing that we don't even talk about, that a lot of people don't even talk about, is your actual video, right? YouTube cares all about what, like one of the things, again, going back, is that YouTube cares about watch time. And so how long are people watching your videos for? If they're only watching 1 minute of a 10-minute video, that video is no good, right?
Yeah.
People, like YouTube's going to be like, well, we can't even, people aren't even seeing like the mid-roll ad, right?
Right.
The ad that we play in the
Right.
middle of the video. So this product, like your videos, all of our videos, YouTube is free. I think it was like, somebody, I was watching, what's it, Social Network or Social Dilemma, and they said, you know what, all this stuff is free. Facebook, YouTube, like it's all free for me. So if something is free for you, then you're probably the product. Like our videos
Sure.
are the product, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
YouTube looks at all of these videos in a way as products. And so if our product, meaning my video, is people are only watching a minute out of a 10-minute video, that product is no good. So, and then Derek's video, if your video, Derek, people are watching 8 minutes out of a 10-minute video. It's like, hey, Derek's video is really good.
Yeah.
We're getting 3 ads out of his video. Let's
Sure.
show it to more people, right? And
Right.
so that is a massive algorithm that people need to pay attention to, aside from, of course, tags and description, all those things.
Here's a sidebar question too, and
Yeah.
I've asked this to multiple people. Some people say yes, some people say no. Once you've created, you've got everything designed, got your thumbnail, which we'll talk about that in a second, everything's ready to go.
Yeah.
Can you retag it later, and YouTube will see the algorithm again? Because there have been some videos that I've done a long time ago that I thought, okay, this would probably be relevant now, but I tagged it different then. But now that things are changing, I go back in and I try to change the tag and maybe something that's more relevant, and it gets picked up. So is it good? Can you change it and YouTube will see it again? Or is it once it's in there, sorry, that's what YouTube sees forever?
Yeah, you can definitely retag another video. You can change the tags, you can change the title, the description altogether for any videos that you've already uploaded to YouTube. Now, it might so just like YouTube is owned by Google, so just like the way search engines work, it's not something that they'll pick up like that day. Usually, it's like every quarter or once a month. YouTube will re-index, their platform, just like Google, right? I used to work in my first foray into like this whole digital online stuff was like a digital agency, and so we got into SEO real deep. And so Google and YouTube will re-index, meaning like they'll crawl through all the tags and all the titles and stuff, and they'll rejig everyone's like rankings, right? That's usually when it happens. And so you can update your tags and everything, and then you may see a change in your rankings. It may get picked up again. So that's entirely possible. Now, if your videos are still getting some traction, I'd recommend not doing that. If your videos are completely like it's no longer showing up on any searches, there's no more impressions, it's kind of died and dipped like all the way down, then yeah, I would definitely try to like retag it, do some more keyword research, and maybe there's a better title that you can think of, that's more keyword friendly and optimized.
And a new
And then
thumbnail
make it picked up. And the thumbnail.
without
The
my
thumbnail.
face.
Yeah,
No
the
face.
no, without the face. No, the thumbnail you can change anytime, and that's not going to affect the algorithms or anything. That's just like hopefully it's a better thumbnail and more
Yeah.
more appealing, and people will click on it more. So you can change your thumbnail anytime. It's
So
it's that
let me pause you
text.
right there because I know you got so much to tell me, but I
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
get a couple of questions in before we close it out. But number one, thank you for taking so much time. I really appreciate it, and I know there's so much information that you have to share, but I want to get a couple of questions to make sure they get into the guys that are watching. You talked
Got
about
it.
thumbnails, and I think if I recall, TubeBuddy has a thumbnail generator to help you build it.
Yes.
Is that true? Talk a
Yes.
little bit about that.
Yeah. We do have a thumbnail generator. It is a tool that's been on the platform for a couple years now. It's a very simple tool, so, to be super honest with you guys. And so, it allows you to take a frame from your video and then overlay text or other images, icons, things over top that text. So that's easy. And you can also upload an image that you have. Maybe you took a picture while you were filming, and you can upload that to TubeBuddy, and then you can again overlay it with text and other things, other elements to make your thumbnail. And yeah, so very easy, straightforward thumbnail generator tool inside of TubeBuddy that you can use right out of the box.
Awesome. Also, at least there's a start. So if someone's just getting started trying to figure this out, they can at least go into TubeBuddy and begin.
Absolutely.
They may not have all the tools everybody else has yet, but they can start off on their own, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
Another big thing that I hear from a lot of creators is that forever chasing of the monetization for Google. Everybody's
Yep.
trying to chase the thousand subscribers to 4,000 watch hours, which is just insane.
Yeah.
It's the quest of all content creators. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
So how does TubeBuddy do they show you the watch hours, and how do you help you check that?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the watch hours and the subscribers is something that YouTube has already done a really good job showing in the monetization tab. And so one of the ways that we try to help, creators in this journey is really just like almost, just encouraging them. We have an awesome tool that's free for everyone, really. It's called Milestones. And so this is just a way where, you hit certain milestones, 10 subscribers, 50 subscribers, 100, 200 subscribers, watch time, 1,000 hours, all those milestones. You can then download this graphic. It's like, it's a square graphic, and you can share it on social media, right? It's one of the best ways to really help you. I mean, there's, it's not a tangible thing that you can use, but it's something that really a lot of YouTubers that we've learned, and being creators ourselves, that motivation to keep going,
It
because
is.
YouTube is such a long game. It's one of the most awesome tools. You can share it on social media or in your communities and things like that. And then people rally around you like, hey, awesome, congratulations, you're so
Yeah.
close, all these things.
Sharing your
And then
wins.
sharing your wins. And then you kind of see other creators like, hey, yeah, you can do it. You're almost there. And then other creators are like, oh, I can't wait to get there myself. And so so it's just a really awesome like little feature that we help the community with, aside from all the other tangible things inside the analytics.
What about integrations? I saw that tab and wasn't 100% sure what that was all about. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so we've got some integrations, some more are coming, as our platform is evolving. But we've got some integrations in there now, with other tech platforms, other tools that you're using. So Patreon, for example, is in there. All of these other tools that you may be using as a creator. We also have what's called member perks. And so that's something that we are talking about, Derek. But we've got some things called member perks that basically are like just really useful tools for creators aside from TubeBuddy, that we have really good relationships with, and we've set up some like exclusive deals and discounts for our users. So yeah, those are all things behind the scenes.
So integrations are applications or other programs that can work within TubeBuddy as part of the process, right? You can integrate this into something else. That's what it would be.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And I've actually heard, and I haven't used this yet, and I think I'm going to have to check it out, is you can actually track your competitors against your own stuff. You can A/B them with you. That's pretty
Yeah.
killer. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Yeah. So we have a tool right now. It's called, you can track your competitors, but a lot of people are actually using it to track friends, people that they're collaborating with, people in their space. So you can kind of see, how often they're uploading, how their channel is growing, how many subscribers they're getting each month, that sort of thing, what videos they're creating. You can get alerts for these things. So yes, you can definitely use it to track your competitors and what your competitors are doing with their channels on YouTube. But you can also see what what your friends in your niche are doing as well, to kind of see like, hey, who should I collaborate with, and what topics are they talking about, so that we can talk about the similar things. I can have a different viewpoint on a similar topic. If you're doing product reviews, right, you're a tech reviewer, you can see like, oh, somebody's reviewing this camera, oh, I should do that, I have the same camera, let's review that same camera as well. So you can ride each other's trend and be in the suggesteds together. And so yeah, it's a really cool tool. I mean, a lot of people are doing this already, Derek. And so again, we just wanted to make it easy for them to do that inside of TubeBuddy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, man, I have stolen a ton of your time, so I only got one last question for you. And
No
this is
worries.
one of the easiest ones, I guess, that most subscribers or most YouTubers are looking for. And that's, with everything TubeBuddy gives you access to, what metric do you feel is the most important of all, and why?
Yeah,
I know that's a hard question, but if you had to
Yeah.
choose one that you had to follow, this is the one that you got to go.
Yeah.
And YouTube gives you, and TubeBuddy gives you access to it. What would it be?
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually not something that even TubeBuddy has. I mean, it's something that all creators have, even if they don't have TubeBuddy. But one of the metrics that I pay attention to, and sometimes I pay attention to it, Derek, and like most of us, we break the rules. But I look at the average watch time for my channel. Just understanding my viewers, like, what's their appetite for my content? Do they have an appetite for a 2-minute video on average, or 10-minute videos? And that's one of the metrics that I pay attention to, just really understanding and like looking at YouTube every single day with the TubeBuddy channel and multiple channels. It's one of like, YouTube just really pays attention to it. If people are not watching your videos, they're less likely to be shared by YouTube outside of your subscriber circle. And so if you are looking to really grow massively, this is one of the metrics that you should look at. Like, if you're making 30-minute videos, and then you look at your analytics, and YouTube is telling you on average, your viewers are watching 2 minutes on your channel,
Oh,
then you
that's
then you
not
need to
good.
make shorter videos. You need to make
Yeah.
shorter videos. One of the things is, like, you have to earn your viewers' time and their
Yeah.
attention. And so if it's 2 minutes, meet them there, right? Make a 2-minute and a half video, right? A little bit
Sure.
longer than like what they, but like, and then pack that in with as much value as possible. And then eventually you kind of grow, and you can earn more of their time. Eventually you'll get to that half an hour where they'll binge watch half an hour of you talking or doing a vlog or
Nice.
a tutorial. But yeah, that's one of the
I love
metrics
that.
for me.
That's a good way of thinking about it. That's just paying attention to who's watching and giving them what they want, and
Hmm.
making sure that you're bringing value. Because if you're saying, "Hey, if I'm only watching a minute or so of your content," you must not be bringing a whole lot of value to that person at that time. So
Exactly.
I completely get it. Great, great, great analytic to be checking out. And I hope everybody that's watching this has caught so much information from this short video. We were going to try to keep it 30 minutes, but it just went right on. So there you
Yeah.
go. So I hope you guys got a lot of content. And of course, Rob, how do they get a hold of TubeBuddy for themselves? What's the first thing they do after this call?
Yeah, after this, just head over to our YouTube channel. We've got an awesome channel. We're uploading every single week, and a lot of tutorials around TubeBuddy, how to use TubeBuddy. If you're just getting started with using TubeBuddy, that's the place to go. We've got playlists for every plan, what's included in each plan, all that, including the free plan. And so head over there. And then if you have any questions, just reach out to us, Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook. We're very accessible. We're here for you guys.
And I got to admit, it is a great community, guys. I've been involved with them for quite a while, and every person just kind of rallies around each other and looks out for each other. So just a cool spot to be able to join the community Facebook group as well, right?
Yeah, we got a Facebook page,
Yep,
and Discord, community forums. We're big on community. So if you head over to TubeBuddy.com, you'll find all
you'll
of the
find it.
links to our communities. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking a few minutes, man. I really appreciate your time. And for everybody out there that's watching this one, we sure do appreciate you stopping by to check out how to gain the metrics or figure out the metrics with TubeBuddy. Who knew you had another application that could help you get this done? Because it always seems so crazy. If you enjoyed this kind of content, do me a favor, hit it with a like or subscribe to the channel. Lets me get the most updated content to you as soon as it's available. And as always, most importantly, share it with a friend. We want everybody to leave uplifted, encouraged, and inspired. Have a great one, guys. Take care. We'll see you next time at the Beautiful Now Live podcast.